I'm sorry, my friend. It just had to happen. But don't worry about it, Denji. In the end, it's for the greater good. What's up, guys? I'm Hunter, and here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 172 of Chainsaw Man, which is known as Boom Chomp. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you my toes are slightly, and I'm not lying, well, I am lying when I say slightly, because they are maximally curled right now. They are curled through the roof. I can feel them actually going through my feet and going around and curling again. It's a curling infinity circle. Because he has returned. Now, there is a question, though. There's a very interesting question here. Is this the Big P? Is this Pochita? Or is this still, in a way, Denji? Because last chapter ended off very vaguely. And notably, we know it was Denji's fury that brought this out of him. And we knew the whole point was to make Chainsaw Man stronger. And Denji's just, I'm excited. Fujimoto didn't even give me the week time. I didn't manage to record 171 before 172 dropped. I want to cover 172 because I kept getting like glimpses. Like this first panel I've seen everywhere online. So I already got spoiled on 171. I didn't want to go back and re-review it. I can if y'all want me to, but it'd be like a 5-minute video because I already know what happens and it's not too long of a chapter. But let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into chapter 172. Bzz, boom, chomp. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, isn't it insane? Like, in the span of 5 chapters, five chapters, just about, we've gone from Denji being sad about not being able to find Nayuta to Denji in a very, very, very bad situation with a creature that is infinitely older than him, to Denji busting rocks, to Denji having his chain tugged, to Denji eating sushi, to Denji finding Nayuta in the worst way possible, and now we're at Chainsaw Man. Like Chainsaw Man. Like, we're at Chainsaw Man. We're at Pochita, presumably. Unless this, once again, is Denji. Because he does look a little bit smaller, I will admit. Just in this first panel, and even a little bit in last year, he did look a little bit smaller than Pochita did, which is interesting. Because, at least from my understanding, he should be, like, way stronger than he was at the end of part 1. Remember, the whole point of what Fami and her organization, which is presumably still the Public Safety Division, were attempting to do was to make Chainsaw Man stronger so he could mink with death whenever it spawns in, presumably in a few months. So, Chainsaw Man, seemingly looking the exact same, is either a false indicator, as in the appearance of an underworld creature will not change, regardless of how much fear they actually have. Their base state, or what would be presumed to be Pochita's base state, is decided, and thusly the only thing that upscales is his stats, and or this isn't just Final Form Pochita. Like there's still more. As in, Denji snapped, the contract is seemingly broken, Pochita has fully taken over, but this ain't the full shebang bang. As in, there could be further transformations. And we know technically, we've seen that before. We know that creatures exist in stages. Heck, Pochita / Denji / Chainsaw Man is one of them. We have regular Denji, the hybrid. Then we have him in his Chainsaw Man hybrid state. Now we have this. So I would not be shocked if this was only a start, a beginning, a sort of kickoff to an evolutionary line. And possibly while this is the final form of Denji, or Pochita, or Chainsaw Man, this really is just the beginning. I'm excited, but let's see. I didn't recognize any of the... Then again, I looked really, really quickly through 171. I kind of just got the general scheme of things. But I didn't recognize any of these new ones. And I think they all are new, and unfortunately, I think they're just here to job. I wonder if anyone ever started reading part 2 before reading part 1. I did that with... What was the series I did that with? I think I've read, like, the second... See, I want to say I did that with Manga, but the Sinbad prequel came out after Manga finished, which is still one of the weirdest choices. Otaka... Man, I love Otaka Shinobu. They're the manga writer for Manga and Orient, I haven't read Orient in a while because it hasn't been updated. Well, it's been updated. It's actually been consistently updated, but I just can't find it consistently anywhere. But one of my favorite writers, just in general. Like, if y'all don't know, there was an earlier stage on the channel. It happens, you have over 2,500 videos. But there was an earlier stage on the channel where I was just obsessed with like, this is an image of many images that your boy drew, all from Manga. And I still am low-key obsessed, but I have issues with how they ended that manga. And why did I go there? Why did I bring up Magi? The reason I brought that up was simply because, I don't know. A big thing is how am I supposed to really judge these individuals if they really have no context for their background, history, or strength? That's an issue that kind of got introduced. And if you know the back half of Magi, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where like characters that were super duper powerful were introduced, and they didn't necessarily live up to it, mainly because there just wasn't enough time. We were just told they were powerful, we were told they were a threat, and then they immediately got jobbed. And also, I remember why I initially brought up Magi properly. That was a separate secondary point. Initial point I brought up is reading the Sinbad manga before you read the main series Magi. And me personally, ironically enough, if I were to tell somebody to read Magi, which is inarguably in my like top 5 favorite pieces of fiction, in spite of my issues I have with the ending, I would tell them to read the Sinbad manga first. Which is crazy, but read the Sinbad manga first. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. Typically, it's like telling someone, a really good example for my Kingdom Hearts fans out there, it's like telling someone to read or play days before you play KH2. Technically, you're not supposed to. There's a reason release order is release ordering, but like, I wouldn't exactly get mad if someone did that, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if someone, because if you want like the full rocks, but then again, half of the, I'm sorry, I'm going on a completely different tirade. I'm still on the first page. Let me actually hop into the chapter itself. 1, he's gone. Jump. I have no idea. How do I voice it? What are you? What is this? Let's see. Shweeve? Okay. Like, I don't know. What are you people? What are you? Well, they aren't people. Except I think this guy's a people. Let's see. Weave. Clean with it. Clean. But what? Once again, am I tweaking? Am I tweaking or is he smaller? Hold on. I'm about to look up. No, I can't. The thing I use for my light is like super duper near death, so I'm not gonna do it. But like, I swear he's kind of smaller. Maybe he's just meant to be leaner. Like maybe he was. Is that what happens if you aren't feared enough? You get chunky. But he looks so much leaner than he did before. But once again, it's just been like what I think. End of part 1 came out 3-ish years ago at this point. So it's entirely likely that ultimately art style just changed a little bit. I know that happens to me all the time. I've drawn my avatar, like the specific sharp tooth, spiky haired, glasses wearing individual. I've drawn him for years, like older than the channel years, and the channel is going on like 7 years old now. Of course, I wasn't posting the entire time, but like from before the channel was born, I was drawing my avatar, and even he consistently changes, and he's supposed to be based off me. And I don't necessarily I don't change that much. I've not necessarily aged all too much since I started drawing the avatar, but he consistently changes because of art style changes. So I'm gonna presume, unless I may be cooking something with this not being the final stage of Pochita / Chainsaw Man, or this being a midpoint or some sort of evolutionary stage, I'm just gonna leave it and rock with it. But darn, have. Oh, he even got broski. Why would you be there? No, I would be reporting to their earpieces. But let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 bodies. Who missing? 1, 2. So there's 1, 2. So there's 6 bodies, but only 3 got hit. So okay. So Pochita missed. I keep saying my brain because I recognize this. My brain immediately goes to this is Pochita, mainly because the end of part 1 goes out of its way to explicitly be like, hey, Denji was there, but like it was mainly Pochita tweaking out. But I'm not sure. Once again, maybe because of the slim design, maybe just because I'm interested more so in like the Denji side of things. That's kind of, I know a lot of people don't like part 2 so far because they feel like it's not very much focused on the titular character, and to some degree, I do understand that. But at the same time, I do think the character conflict of part 2 has been interesting and also been heavily based around Denji. So his character conflict is what's interesting to me. So while Pochita popping out and going crazy is cool and all, I'm actually still interested to know how much of Denji's in there genuinely tweaking out as well. And I wonder now, who exactly is going to stop him? Because, like, notably, he was much weaker at the end of part 1. That's the first thing. The second thing, in my opinion, just because I don't know any of these guys, they had a much better lineup of, like, creatures that could actually do battle with him. And obviously, they had one of the 4 horsemen actually alongside them. Of course, Fambi is most likely working with this organization, but we just don't know the depths of her powers yet and how they would even interact with the being like Chainsaw Man. And especially considering their whole motivation here. Like, for real, they don't even really want to win, right? They just want to make him stronger and stronger and stronger. And they also make Yoru stronger and stronger and stronger. And speaking of, how's Yoru going to react? This is the thing she's been looking for. My brain completely glazed over. This is the thing she's been looking for. Ever since she incarnated into Asa, she's wanted smoke with this thing. Does she want it still? Does she want to throw hands right now? Because I don't know. I feel like she may get washed. But let's see. Oh, never mind. I said, but you only got 3 bodies. Never mind. He got 5. Head. Okay, so use the upper chainsaws for the heads, lower chainsaws for the bodies. Okay, but okay. Weave is immaculate. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Hold on, dog. Hold on. I gotta take a sip to that. Yo. That's crazy. It didn't even. That is insane, dog. Never mind. All 6 bodies. So, like, what's next? No, I'm only a third of the way through a fourth even. What's next? Gone. Both of them shot. Like, oh, didn't know this was on the register. Let's see. The thing is, though, do they, like, notably, they all do look somewhat like fiends and or hybrids, but, like, shouldn't they instinctively know to fear Chainsaw Man? Like, this is gonna sound so stupid. Like, if to use our real world as a comparison, even if someone were to offer me $1 billion, if they told me that I had to go fight or even breathe the same air as Prime Mike Tyson, and he was just standing there looking at me, I'm going. Like, I'm not. Well, to be fair, one of them did try to die, but like, still, I'm not going. Are y'all going? Like, if someone offers you, hey, we got $1.5 trillion with your name on it, all we need you to do is go fight Prime Mike Tyson. Are you doing that? Like, this ain't just like current Mike Tyson, who would still whoop a majority of humanity 1-to-1, and like it wouldn't even be close. But no, this is a Mike Tyson, 30 years past, restored to his prime, looking for smoke. You want that? Y'all want that? I'm not doing that, and I'm shocked. But then again, I suppose it's a perish or perish scenario, no matter what, because that's what the guy said. He was like, to prove your worth, it'd be worthless. But looks like they were all worthless anyway. Tearing them apart. Oh, he's standing on bit. Okay, he looks a little bit closer to. But I feel like he's. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Maybe I'm just genuinely tweaking. I don't know what I got on the mind, but let me see. I swear you were a bit chunkier, my boy. So you're a bit thicker. True Chainsaw Man. Please don't accident. I'm gonna be careful and make sure I don't accidentally spoil it. No, maybe. No, I think it was just tweaking. I think I just remembered him bigger. Yeah. No, he's normal. That's his regular Chainsaw Man. Okay. I mean, I was just tweaking. I mean, maybe there's a slight difference in size, but once again, that likely just is chalked up to slight artistic differences. But who knows? He may not be any thicker, but there could be a possibility for something a bit deeper than a Snicker. So I'd say keep your eyes peeled. Let's see who he boxes next. He already just slaughtered the opposition. Big chillin', big vibing. Special Division 6, commence operation. What was the operation? Just to detonate him? But like, if I had to hazard a guess, they're just testing his combat efficiency at this point. If he's taking damage from things that humans or even regular underworld creatures could produce, they likely know they still got to jack him up and make him even more strong. Like, keep releasing more people of the Chainsaw Man Church. Keep like hyping up the fear in order to make sure that he truly is untouchable. Because once again, what are the two? There are two instinctual fears. I know falling is one of them. Is it death? What are the primal fears of humanity? Primal fears. Not Chainsaw Man, of humanity. Because I believe like almost every other fear is learned one way or another. These fears include darkness, height, predators, death, and isolation. We've met the darkness. We've met heights, falling. We haven't met predators, death, nor isolation. I don't think there's been an isolation level. There's been an eternity, but I don't think there's been an isolation one. So intriguing. Got me rubbing my hands together, a little bit concerned. But yeah, so D is one of the big ones. And naturally, of course, anything alive would fear death. The very universe itself may not fear it because it's not sentient, but death is coming. Slowly but surely. One way or another, this universe will end. Whether it be by Big Crunch, whether it be by heat death, one way or another. That last star is going to go out. The universe will turn dark, and all the heat shall simply be until it dissipates and there's truly nothing. So yeah, it would make sense that the Big D is the ultimate crazy next level threat that just you need something as powerful as possible. But ultimately, I'll be real. Unless the Big D is a lot weaker than I think or a lot more passive than I think, it should still just be unstoppable. Like, once again, everything alive fears death. Even if you accept it, you don't accept it because you want to. You accept it because you have no choice. Chainsaws were used... Okay, can I say... If you don't know what chainsaws were originally used for, look it up. I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2... Well, it's nasty, eh? But, like, that's the thing. I'm not sure how much fear you can realistically spread. And I'm not sure how much fear they spread outside of Japan. Exclusively. Because remember, the whole world... It's not like a JJK scenario where, like, the power system and those affected by it are mostly localized to Japan and, like, some minor areas here or there. No! The power system and the existence of underworld creatures in the real world is just, like, a universal thing in this universe. So, unless the Chainsaw Man Church has actually been, like, an international phenomenon, and I don't remember them mentioning that, I feel like the fear just isn't going to be enough. Way too many people are still going to be fearful of death. And thusly, no matter how much you hype up Chainsaw Man, and how much you try to test them with explosives and teams and stuff like that, I don't think it'll be enough. It sounds so stupid to say, but he's just too small. But let's see. Is that damage, or is that just remaining blood splatter? I'm going to call it remaining blood splatter because he doesn't even seem perturbed. Oop, he's falling. Ooh, but he squats into it? Look at the gains, look at the gains, look at the gains, look at the gains. What is that? Where did you get this? Why is it built like that? Why does it have eyelashes? What the? It has eyelashes on one eye only. But okay. What is this? Even Denji / Chainsaw Head is like, oh! What is that though? What kind of creature is that? I guess it did not matter. Bro saying, get off me! What is this? What do you mean? What are you trying? Is this just insects? I guess. That does not look like I guess that's supposed to be a worm? Ah, okay. Chainsaw Man's bleeding. Bleeding confirmed. Bleeding confirmed. Yeah, okay. So once again, they're testing his durability. And his overall raw level of power. Which does make sense. Once again, in the grand scheme of things, if you need to build a weapon that's capable of stopping the ultimate weapon, you're going to do everything in your power to test it. But, like, I'm still really hoping that Nayuta can be healed. Or can restore herself through the dream. Because I forget who pointed it out. Someone pointed out in the previous reviews comment section the idea that Nayuta could technically just come back by... Like, she could just hit that real quick. And I'd be perfectly fine with that. Mainly because I really like Nayuta as a character, and I feel like she's been relatively underexplored, even if she's been decently explored. And I feel like her getting off screen for a majority of, or a decent chunk of the narrative, only to come back as a head, is crazy. But with it being the case, I don't know. It really depends on what happens after this. Like, is he now just going to permanently be a test subject until the Big D pops in, or he's going to escape? If he escapes, what does that mean? I don't know. That's exciting, but it's also terrifying. Let's see. He slashed him apart, though. Centipede got taken out. Pillbug, you guys, get behind! Ooh. A little too late. So he's still speedy, but he's not... And you know what? I'll give it... It makes sense. Once again, how much Pochita... Once again, the world mechanics are also weird. While Chainsaw Man should theoretically be stronger by... Much stronger than his Part 1 self, just because of how much more feared he is. How much? And speaking of that, how much of his fear was lowered even beyond the part that we saw in the end of Part 1, because he was still acting for the most part as a hero. We get reintroduced to Denji in Part 2 acting as a hero, and I think it's been at least a few months, if not like years. I don't think it's been a year. I think it's at least been months, maybe a year or two, based on just how Nayuta got older. But with it being the case, I guess it makes sense that he'd still technically be fallible, because it's not enough. It's just not like you need more gains, Chainsaw Man. You need to get back in the gym, buddy. But let's see. And that's once again the thing. What is the proportional power increase per levels of fear? Like is it 50 fear units and then 1 stat point, or vice versa? Like, I don't know. Let's see. Get behind me. He did in a way. Let's see. Bro said, "Let me dive on through. Dive on through." That's again once again the question is, what's gonna stop him? It has to be Yoru, right? It has to be Yoru and Fami teaming up. Because, like, I'm not sure. because he was so overwhelmed by the end of part 1, because he was weaker than he'd ever been. He was fighting opponents he didn't fully understand, and he was also facing a full power variation of one of the Four Horsemen. One of the few creatures in the universe that could actually likely rival him. And even then, Maki was like, this Valaloki looks unwinnable, dog. I'm not sure if we can do this. So, I wonder who's gonna pop up, show up, and show out. Straight through their heads, dog. Lee. Let's see. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, this right here. This right, I knew it. This right here is what we call thumbnail material. How far am I? Oh, I'm near the end already. But this, ladies and gentlemen, in the business of content creation, we call this right here thumbnail material. Oh, the thumbnail's gonna go great. Oh, it's gonna go crazy. Ooh, I may not hit the same pose, but oh, it's gonna go crazy. I can smell the thumbnail already. Uh-oh. How you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. He's targeting ear. Chainsaw Man is about to eat the... Oh, that's right. Because that's the thing, they were wondering like how the concept erasure worked. And someone did a fantastic job. I was making mistakes in the previous videos talking about the erasure thing because I was confused kind of how like didn't work with Denji, even though Denji was Chainsaw Man, but was Chainsaw Man. But like now that they're exposing concepts to him again, they may not be smart. Because like, what if he just eats something useful? that could be that, and he does look a little hungry. So let's see. He's targeting ear. Chainsaw Man is about to eat the ear. Please, confirm. Where's Chainsaw Man? Disappeared. Huh? What'd you say? Something disappeared. Yo, what you talking about? Oh my. But look at how she's cheesing, though. Look at how she's like, yeah, the rules. Okay, so but she should get what? Like, she's a Quan Chi victim. It wasn't Quan Chi included. Like, I don't know. Once again, I'm not the biggest Chainsaw Man skiller out there. Like, I still think like a lot of fights versus Magima are kind of unfair. Like, I've seen people put Magima up against characters like Sukuna, like Meliodas. I saw Makima up against like. That was a weird one. It was another popular female character. I saw Makima up against, like... Who was it? There's a female character... Freyrin. I'm not even sure about that. I just started reading. I'm already on chapter 100. Chapter 101. I'm eating that thing up like crazy. Don't be shocked. I know it's on hiatus right now. Don't be shocked if Freyrin joins the channel reviews. I know y'all are sick and tired of me adding review things to the channel, but... It's peak. I'm way too late. The season's been over, but, like... I'm reading it now. But, okay. Yeah, the chapter's worthy. Very, very quick, concise, and to the point. It's just Chainsaw Man curb stomping people, but the chapter does have big, bad, important things. A bunch of tools, a bunch of secret Mouska tools that are going to help us and hurt us later. Number one. Big number one. Chainsaw Man is still, for all intents and purposes, the top tier of the verse. The top tier. I'd say he's a high tier, but no, it's clear that he's just a top tier. No, foderizing literally everything, only being tagged when having his footholds destroyed, and the moment he lands, he's assaulted by like a whole bunch of different creatures. Like that's really it. And even then, he takes one bit of damage only to immediately foderize and speed blitz the entire squad that was observing him. So like clearly Chainsaw Man, top one. Or not top one, because once again, you have the big D. We aren't sure how Chainsaw Man would interact with the Falling D, but considering, I believe, the Falling D is up there with, like, the Darkness D, as in one of the underworld creatures that never had to reincarnate. Like, I think it's the FD and the DD, both of them never had to reincarnate, and obviously the big D didn't either. So, Chainsaw Man, he's clearly weaker than, like, those three, and maybe some full potential horsemen. We'll see. But, at the moment, top. Next thing that's important, he's hungry. He's hungry, and he's nibbling concepts. He's nibbling concepts. So once again, this does confirm that, yeah, the existence erasure part does exist, and quite literally, too. The moment he consumes ear, they don't even know what happened. They can't even hear each other. But ear's gone. The concept is literally erased from existence immediately. So that's, while we don't know the time frame that passes between this interaction right here and this interaction here where the ears vanish, that does, I will admit, that whole, but that's the thing though. The erasure of concepts, I wonder how exclusive that is to the Chainsaw Man verse. Because, like, if he were to say bite off someone's hand, but that person could regenerate, could they still get their hand back even though their hand was eaten and existence erased? I don't know, because note what's specifically said here. He's targeting ear. Chainsaw Man is about to eat the ear D, not just a ear. Like, notably, if the guy just said he's targeting ear, he's about to eat an ear, and then all ears disappeared, that'd be one thing. But it seems specifically, at least so far, and once again, we're probably going to get more examples of this, it doesn't seem like Chainsaw Man can just consume anything and immediately negate their concepts. It seems like he would have to consume something that represents all of a certain topic, such as the ear creature, and we know the underworld creatures are representatives of their entire concept, pretty much. And that's why consuming them immediately erases them. So that is simultaneously, it's a buff in terms of activation time and a hard confirmation that we finally get to see it on panel, but it is a debuff in terms of the possibility of it actually being effective against anyone who could regenerate. So like that's a big thing in the Chainsaw Man versus Maharaga matchup. A big thing was, well, couldn't Chainsaw Man just eat Maharaga and then delete the concept of Maharaga from existence? Seemingly not. At least so far, just based on how this is shown, because he would have to eat all of Maharaga. Like, man, I don't think his mouth is that big. And Maharaga would be adapting to sharp cutting things the entire time. You would need to eat the Maharaga D. Not in that way, but like, you know what I mean. He would have to eat the concept of Maharaga, not just Maharaga, the reflection of the concept of Maharaga, if that makes sense. Kind of like how a mirror is a reflection of you, and technically the video you're watching is a reflection of me, but if you were to delete the video, you aren't deleting me. You're deleting a reflection of me. So it's like the concept versus the reflection of the concept. And then number 3, Yoru's excited to fight Chainsaw Man. In fact, she's biting her lip right here. She's a little freaky with it. But with that being the case, I don't know how that's going to roll out. Because 1, we don't know what's happening with Nayuna. 2, we don't know what's happening with Fami. And 3, we don't know Yoru's current power level. And whether or not her powers have skyrocketed enough to make up for the lost arm. Or if she's going to have to need to drink up someone's juice in order to get that bad boy back. And even with that back, if she's going to be able to do anything against this seemingly much stronger Chainsaw Man. Or what a Chainsaw Man that should be at bare minimum equal to his end of part 1 self. And at realistic maximum or medium, stronger than his part 1 self. So we're in an interesting situation, to say the very least. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave Man of Chainsaws. Yeah, I said it. Man of Chainsaws in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below, where you can support me for as low as $1 month. You can exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reactions to every other series I review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 Patreon or $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Other Pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our $3 members, Zena, Greyhound, Astro, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, G Prosper, Red Wolf 4765, and Paris Arnold. I'd like to leave another big ol' thank you to our $5 patrons, Sean, Sammy, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Josh Brown, and A+A. And I'd like to give a great big thank you to our $7 members, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Fine, and That Guy. And I'd like to give a great big thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and Akid's Void. And I'd like to give big, hefty, juicy thank yous to our $10 patrons, Panda Goat, Michael Williamson, Metal Solid Crisis, Joaquin Munoz, and Idem Okami.
And I'd like to give the biggest, juiciest, meatiest, sloppiest, and heftiest thank you of them all to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.